Hello friends, Kisan is here again and welcome you in this video tutorial. In this video tutorial we are going to learn how to check persistent state in Hibernate. An application can verify the state of entities and collections in relation to the persistent context. We can verify managed state with Hibernate API is called contains. So session interface is having a method is called contains. You need to pass the entity class and just you need to check whether that person is available in the Hibernate context or session or not. So if that is available on the Hibernate context or session, this will return you true, else that will return you false. Now how we can verify laziness with Hibernate API? Suppose if you want to check whether a person is initialized or not, so we have a Hibernate class. We have a method is called isInitialized. So that is a static method, so directly you can call by the class name and you need to pass the object which you want to check whether that object exists in the Hibernate context or not. If that exists, then that will return you true, else false. Now sometimes you would like to check whether list of collections, right, some collection property is initialized within the entity class or not. So that also you can check, right, and you can make use of the same method is initialized, and here you can see person.getBooks. If that is initialized, then that will return you true, else false. By default list of collection, because here person to books there is a one to many relationship, and here list of books will be initialized lazily. So most probably you will get the false value, right? If you specify eager loading explicitly in the entity class itself, then this will is gonna return you true. Now if you want to check for a specific property, right, in person class, if some specific properties like name is initialized or not, so that also you can check by using the each property initialized method. So this is just a theoretical discussion. Let's have one practical example. So here is I have a Eclipse. Now here I'm going to show you how to make use of this API through an example. So this project already I have created in the previous video, so I am hoping you would have watched my previous video tutorial. There we have explored some concept like how we can attach a detached entity into session again, etc. So what I'll do, I'll make another copy of this project, which was our latest project, and I'll make another project. I would say Hibernate persistence context example underscore 8, and most of the files I'll keep as it is except one file. So there would be modification in the single file, that is a client program itself. So what I'll do, in pom.xml, there we have specified our all dependency which is required for this application. So especially we have specified the two dependency, one for the MySQL and second for the Hibernate, right? So here I'm gonna change artifact ID for this project, and that's it. Now hoping you would have seen rest of the files how I had created from the scratch in different video tutorial. So here what I'll do, so here this client program I'm gonna rename it. I would say check entity state client test. And we have a database is called test. So here there is a two tables. I'm gonna drop these two tables, and we have a client program here. So in this client program, basically we create the session, we create one person object, we created two books, and these two books I have associated with this person, which I have treated as an author, and finally we are saving the author, so that along with author or person list of books will be saved into the database as well. So let's run this client program. So this is gonna create two tables like person and book table in our database, and that will insert one record into the person and two records into the books. So here if I refresh my database, then you can see there are two tables. One is person, there is one record, and in book there is a two records, right? So there is two book information, and these two books is written by the author whose ID is 1, so, which is a basically foreign key which is pointing to the primary key of this book table, right? uh, Sorry, here author id is a foreign key which is basically pointing to the primary key of the person table. Sorry for that. Okay, so here we have ran this class. Now if you go to this class, check entity state, then a lot of code I am going to remove it. So this code snippet I am going to copy in my main method, and what I'll do, I'll delete rest of the methods from here itself. So I'm going to delete these methods. Now these codes I'm going to delete, and let's try to understand the API which we have discussed in the slide. So first API I'm going to write how to verify managed state with hibernate API. So as we discussed, session is having a contains method, so I would say session dot contains, and here we will have to pass the entity. So our entity is already fetched from the database, and here you can print true or false value. I would say is person available in hibernate context. When I say hibernate context, that means I'm looking that object is available on the session or not, hibernate session or not, right? So this will print either true or false. So in this case we are expecting true to be printed. Now what else? Now second thing we are going to check, we are going to verify laziness with hibernate API. So here hibernate, we have a class, and there are some static method like is initialized, and here we can check whether person is initialized or not, right? So and here we can print a message again. So of course person is initialized in the session, so I would say sorry. So each person is initialized. Just I'm going to print this value, return value by this API. So we are expecting true value to be printed over here. Now what else? Now we can check inside the person we have a list of books, right? So here we haven't specified any fetch type, right? So by default list of book will be fetched as lazily, right? That will be a lazy loading. So here you can also check whether collection is initialized or not. So in this case we are expecting to be returned as a false, because collection of books will be hibernate basically initialized lazily. So when you ask for the person information, then by default hibernate will not load the list of books, right? So that's the default behavior, and that's a good thing, right? So if person is having a suppose hundreds of books, and then you would not want to load while loading the person information, you would not want to load the book information as well. That's the expected behavior, right? But this behavior you can customize over here. Here we can specify the fetch equal to fetch type eager, you can specify. But here anyway we are going to check whether that is initialized or not. That's the thing we are going to. So again we are going to use same API is initialized, and here I would say person dot get books, right? And here this guy is returning boolean value, so same we can print it over here, and I said is list of book initialized, right? And that we can print and check it over here. Okay, so here we are expecting to get our false value. And finally we can check some specific properties is initialized or not. So there is one more method, each property initialized, which takes first object and second is the property proxy object. So here I would say person is our proxy object, and property you can say name, right? So sorry, so there is one property is called name, right? So that we are checking whether that is initialized or not. So of course this is a value type, so this will get initialized, so we are expecting to get the true value. So here of course we can print this value is I would say person name is initialized, and here we can print this value as well. And let's run this application now. Cool. Now you can see Hibernate has selected data from the person table and each person available in Hibernate context, saying that true. So this was the value we are expecting to get. Now each person is initialized, this is also true. Now each list of book initialized, so we are getting false. So by default collection will be lazily loaded, right? So that's the default behavior. Each person name is initialized, so that is coming true. But what I said is this behavior we can customize. So we have a fetch attribute in one to many, and fetch attribute you can say fetch type you can specify over here, fetch type eager. So default is lazy, so if you specify eager, and after that if you run this program, then Hibernate is gonna load list of books while loading the person information. And here you can see Hibernate has triggered the select query, and now value for this is coming true, right? So but we should not initialize list of book while loading the person information itself. So rather specifying this fetch type in the entity class itself while writing the API using criteria query, there is also provision to specify whether you want to load list of books eagerly or lazily. So that place would be the good one. So here if you specify the fetch type eager loading over here, then when you ask for the only person information, still Hibernate is going to load list of books as well, right? So here specifying the fetch type is not a good place. So that's all I wanted to cover in this video tutorial, guys. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you liked this video. If yes, then please hit on the like button and subscribe my YouTube channel, and you can recommend to your friends my YouTube channel as well. So this code I am going to check in on the GitHub and GitHub location I will specify in the video description. So thanks for watching this video, and see you next video tutorial.